And today we're going to talk about is what does it mean to actually love God? And that can always seem so esoteric. And it's interesting because, Jesus talks very clearly. He says, like, look, if you just know one thing, know this. This is what everything hangs on. Love God, love your neighbor, love God, love the person right in front of you, however you want to say that. It is kind of a fascinating perspective to have and to hold and to look at the idea, what does loving God really mean? And a lot of the time, friends, we can look at loving God and we can actually see that as a way, and this is where the love gets a little bit off track, sort of as our own private spiritual experience, where it just becomes just loving God and the world is just the world and we're not so concerned about other people. That's sort of the kind of perspective somebody who's maybe takes a very aesthetic view of church and religion, that it's about a division from the world, about going away and just being unto ourselves. And granted, that's not all bad. Sometimes retreats that do that can be incredibly helpful, to have some time just alone with our own thoughts, some time where we can find a silence into which another voice may speak, as the saying goes. But that's not the real meat of the spiritual life. The real meat of the spiritual life is understanding that loving God is loving other people. And then let me read just a couple of passages for you. This is from the book Secrets of Heaven. God's love goes out to the entire human race. He wants to save everyone forever and attach us tightly to himself so that no one perishes. So anyone who loves the Lord, who loves the Lord, has the Lord's own love and consequently cannot help loving other people. So it's a fascinating perspective, right? So if we love God, we will love other people. And that's critical. That's like the litmus test. If you want to know what love of God feels like, it feels like when you love other people. And if you love other people, that's what it feels like to love God. The two are not divided. They're not separate. They're actually the same. And with a lot of this stuff, it's not that from the origin, they were divided and our job is to pull them back. No, from the origin, they were the same. Love of God, love of other people is one and the same. And then over time, we maybe split them apart a little bit. Sometimes we maybe more one, sometimes we maybe more another, sometimes we maybe neither. But so much of divine providence, from God's divine providence, is getting us to weave those things back together in life, where we really start to love other people and really experience, love of God as we do that. And again, it goes both ways. That experience is just, it's so hard to put words to, but I imagine probably most of you watching this have had that experience where it's just like where you just get overfilled with love. And it's not a flaky love. It's just this deep sort of gravitas in our heart that is really outward looking towards other people, that has a softness to it, has a courage to it, has a force to it, even, that can be very life-giving. So, friends, that's the simple idea today. And the margin note I wrote for it was, loving God means loving everyone and seeking to serve everyone. God is present in the love we have for others. So God's present in your life according to the love you have for other people. It's pretty much that simple. So don't go chasing after loving God as something that's different from that. No, it's actually the same. And God will help you to love other people. I mean, that's the point of revelation. That's the point of the Lord's word. That's the point of our life experiences, to help us to love in better and better, more and more effective ways. And yeah, and we all know that, right? Like, you go to college, how, for what? Not necessarily just for a higher salary, but you go to college so you can learn to serve better, so you can have skills you can offer to the world. It's the same with love. We go to spiritual college to get those skills, to refine those skills, to always become more and more loving. As we become more and more loving, we'll both love other people, love God. As we love God, we'll love other people. The two indistinguishable in the end. So I hope that makes sense, friends. And what we're going to do now is we're going to shift gears. And when we shift gears here at New Church Live, we sort of do a soft landing here. And a soft landing is a little meditation, a little prayer, and a little blessing. I will say I will not be taking live comments after this morning's program, but I will be sending notes out a little later on about this morning. Just replying to any comments that you might care to send. So with that, dear friends, let's get a little breath. A line from the Old Testament. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, bring you hope. All right, dear friends, wishing you all the very best. God bless, and we will see you again next week. Like our content? It's funded by viewers like you.